Nehemiah 5, verse 1, there was a great cry of the people and of their wives against their brethren the Jews. For there were that said, we, our sons and daughters, are many. Therefore we take up corn for them that we may eat and live. Some also that said, we have mortgaged our lands and our vineyards and our houses that we might buy corn because of the dearth. There were also that said, we have borrowed money for the king's tribute, and upon our lands and vineyards. Yet now our flesh is as the flesh of our brethren, our children as their children. And lo, we bring into bondage our sons and daughters to be servants, and some of our daughters are brought unto bondage. Neither is it in our power to redeem them, for other men have our lands and vineyards. And I was very angry when I heard their cry in these words. 1 John 3:17. Whoever has this world's good and sees his brother in need and closes his heart against him, how does the love of God abide in him? 1 Timothy 6:17 through 19. Command those who are rich in this present age not to be haughty or trust in uncertain riches, but in the living God who gives us richly all things to enjoy. Let them do good, that they may be rich in good works, ready to give, willing to share, storing up for themselves a good foundation for the time to come. Luke 18:22, the rich ruler. When Jesus heard this, he said to him, you still lack one thing. Sell everything you have and give it to the poor, and you'll have treasure in heaven. Then follow me. Religion that God our Father accepts, as pure and faultless, is to look after the orphans and widows in their distress and keep yourself from being polluted by the world, James 1:27. I ponder things too, you know. I'm in awe of those who give of themselves to lift others up. I'm proud of my pastor of many years who've risked the approval or disapproval of his church family to minister to the homeless. I'm praying for the young man whose vision for ministry encompasses seeking out the poorer quarters where the ragged people go. I'm honored to see Reach One Missional and Bob Beeman and many others investing so much in taking care of the hungry. I'm also sad. I was in Virginia a while back and I saw a huge multi-million-dollar construction going up. It was an architectural wonder. It was probably behind budget because the work had ceased, it looks like. But it's going to be one grand ostentatious church building. Probably a half a mile right behind that big edifice are those places filled with people this church says they want to reach. People who can't afford to feed their kids. Single parents who would have a chance at a job but can't afford childcare. I ponder that too, and I pray that God would... Now you think you know what I'm going to say, don't you? You think you know what I'm going to say. You think you're going to say, I pray that God would soften their heart, that God would change their hearts, that make them see the need? Well, maybe some of that. But really, I pray that God would soften my heart. Not look at what they ought to do if they had Jesus' priorities, but what I need to do in my own sphere of influence to meet those needs. Maybe you could pray that too. Maybe you're involved, good. But maybe, just maybe, the prestige of position has overtaken the plea of the poverty-stricken. What is your attitude toward those people? I already know Jesus' attitude. Now you ponder that. Pastor Steve.